Hey guys, it's Adam here from F150LEDS.com, and today we're going to be showing you how to install this 90 watt Paladin Series LED bar on your Ford Maverick truck. We're going to go ahead and jump to the install right now.
Before we jump into it, please take a quick second to hit that like and subscribe button. It really helps other Ford owners just like you find our content. Thanks, we really appreciate your support.
All right, for the first step of this installation, we're going to need to take a Dremel or a saw or maybe even a box cutter to remove these 4 plastic pieces that are located along the top of the bumper piece right here. And once we remove those, we're going to be able to locate our mounting holes. All right, so now that we've removed these plastic pieces from this lower intake area, we're going to take our bracket, and with the bottom of the bracket going under the bar, we're going to take our hardware with the lock washer on first, then the washer, and we're just going to go ahead and hand tighten this bracket to the bar. Don't need to fully tighten it yet because we're just doing this to find our mounting locations for the bar. We went ahead and did it on the other side here. Now that we've done that, we are going to line up our bar in this area. You want to make sure that when you're lining it up, that the center of your bar is centered up to the middle of your truck. So now that we have it lined up properly where we want it, we're going to take a piece of electrical tape or painter's tape, whatever you have around the house. We're just going to mark the outside of this bracket. And then we'll be able to remove our bracket and find our mounting hole. All right, so we went ahead and removed the bracket from the bar, and we're going to go ahead and take it right where we had marked it with our tape and just line it up straight. Make sure it's straight with your tape and make sure it's flush on the plastic piece here that we're going to be mounting to. And then we're going to take a Sharpie and mark the center of our hole right here. And then we're going to do the same for the other side, and we'll be ready to drill our holes. Okay, now that we've marked our mounting location, we're going to take a drill bit. We have a size 7/32, and we're going to go ahead and drill straight down through here. Now you can take this piece here and tilt it towards you a little bit to make it more flush straight down, so that we can drill straight down through this piece. Okay, now that we have our hole drilled, we're going to take the smaller bolt and our hardware and slide it through the bottom of the bracket. And then just go ahead, push down on this bolt, and then we're going to take the washer and slide it on first under here onto the bottom of the bolt, and then our lock washer. And now we are going to take our nut and put it on the back of this bolt here. We're just going to hand tighten it for now for this side. And then we're going to come over here and do the exact same thing for the other side of the truck. Exact same process. Just line it up and feed it through. Take our included hardware. We're just going to do it hand tight for now, like I just previously mentioned. That way, when we put the bar on here, we have a little bit of wiggle room. And then once we get the bar mounted, we'll go back and tighten these bolts all the way down to the truck, making sure that our mounting brackets are nice and secure to the truck. All right, now we're going to mount our bar to the truck. We're going to take our shoulder bolt here, put on our lock washer and washer, and then just line up the hole to the bar and go ahead and just hand tighten it. And then we're going to move over to the passenger side once we have this hand tight, and then line up this hole as well, just like we did on the driver's side. Once you have that lined up, we'll tighten this down. Now that we've done that, we'll take our included Allen wrench, just go ahead and tighten down these bolts all the way, and then we'll go back and tighten down the bolts that are holding the mounting brackets to the truck all the way as well. All right, the next thing we're going to need to do is route the connection from our light bar through this plastic piece in the lower intake over to this opening right here where the tow hook is. And to do so, we're going to take a size 1 3/8 or 35 millimeter circular bit and just drill through the lower intake area. It doesn't take much because it is shallow right here, so you just want to make sure you break through and give yourself an opening to feed this through. We're going to go ahead and drill that now. All right, now that we have our hole drilled, we're going to take the connection from our light bar and feed it through that hole. And then you're going to want to feed it towards the tow hook. It does require a little bit of patience. As you're working through this, you want to feed as much wire as you can through that hole. And work it down. You'll feel the wire. Once you get a hold of that wire, you want to work it down towards the tow hook. May even help to have some pliers on hand, but you can see, just work that down, and then you're going to want to pull down the connection like so and pull it through this opening. And then we'll run it over the top of the tow hook to here for now, and then we'll be ready to run our harness for the light bar from the engine bay down to this opening as well. All right, now we're going to take the female end from our harness and run it down behind the headlight towards that opening where the tow hook is that we also ran the connection from the light bar to. You might feel it get hung up on some stuff, but you know, just be patient with it as you maneuver it back and forth. You'll feel it free up, and then you'll feel it kind of drop down into this area. Once it's in there, we recommend taking a pair of needle nose pliers because it will be a little far back. And then once you grab a hold to it, you can just pull it right through. Now that we have both ends right here, we're going to line up these two tabs right here with that notch. You can just feel it firmly seat, and then we're going to go ahead and take our lock ring and just twist it into place to fully just weatherproof this and waterproof this connection. Once you've done that, we can tuck this back up into this tow hook area and out of sight. All right, now that we have our bar connected to our harness, we're going to need to connect the harness to power. So to do that, we're going to take a size 13 socket or wrench, whatever you have. We're going to remove that, slide our terminal ring over, and then put this nut back on into place and tighten that down. Now we're going to take a size 10 millimeter socket or wrench, and you can use either of these grounding bolts. We're going to use this one up front. I'm going to back this bolt out. You can also ground this to the battery terminal as well if you'd like. We just like using these grounding bolts, it's a little easier. Put our bolt through these terminals, back into place, and then just tighten that down. All right, so now that we've made our connections, we're going to take this alcohol wipe to wipe down the area we're going to be mounting it to. We're going to mount it right here. You can also see that we have our hood Spartans mounted right here, so if you want to mount that here, if you only have the light bar, you can do that. So as that's drying, we're going to go ahead and take out our wireless control system here. Remove that. It's going to come with your receiver and your remote. So we're going to go ahead and remove this protective covering from the 3M on the back of it. And then we're just going to press down firmly where we want it to be mounted. You just hold it for a few seconds with some firm pressure just to make sure it adheres well. Now that we've done that, we're going to take the female connection from our harness and plug it into the male connection here from the receiver. Once we do that, we can take our remote and we can test our bar. You probably can't see it, but you can hear the relay going off. Our bar is on and working. So now that we've done that, cut our bar off. All there's left to do is take the included zip ties, clean up these wires, just tuck them out of the way, and we'll be good to go. All right, so that's all there is to installing this 90-watt Paladin Series LED bar on your Ford Maverick truck. The camera probably can't capture how bright this light bar is, but this light bar puts out a lot of light. It also adds an amazing aesthetic upgrade to the front of your truck, and you can check this kit out along with all of our other amazing LED custom technology for your Ford truck at F150LEDS.com. We truly appreciate your support and we look forward to seeing you there. Thanks, guys.